actually got to be business oriented. Most of us have sold ourselves some lies. So say maybe society has sold us some lies. There's some things are not possible.
That even when it seems like there is nothing on ground, something from inside of you, your spirit, will tell you no, it can still be gotten.
Hi there. Welcome to this week episode of PHP series. In episode 1 or 2 thereabout, if I can remember, I talked about the acronym FEED that we are going to be using throughout season 3. So in this episode, I'll be sharing on FEED. I'll be explaining what FEED is to you. And in the recurrent episode, you'll begin to understand it too. FEED says focus, effort, effortlessness, and determination. We use that word, use FEED so that you will be able to remember. So for every time you remember, by the time PHP series season 3 has ended, or eventually you are done with a particular episode that something you needed to do or share, you can always remember that your action point is FEED. Oh, awesome. That's great. So, FEED is the action point for everything that is going to be shared, every knowledge, every experiential knowledge to turn into experimental. You need to apply FEED. You don't apply FEED, no results. I've told you already that for PHP series season 3, I'm not just sharing you product knowledge, I'm not just letting you know. I'm letting you know for season 3 so that you can do. You do to get a result, and that result is to set the emotional standard, regulate your emotions, setting that pH, being the catalyst for regulating that emotion by yourself, setting the emotional standards for every experience you know. So this is the focus, effort, effortlessness, and determination. What is focus? For you to leave a particular mood to another one, it is very, very important for you to focus much more. I use mood because we're talking of emotions now. We are not going deep into the other things the brain can connect with and get on. Using emotions, just how you feel. You need to focus on, let's say you have sad and you want to be happy. You need to focus more at that particular time on that mood you want to be. And so the reality at that particular time is that you are sad, but you want to be happy. So what do? In your heart, you focus much more on you being happy. You must have experienced being happy one time in your life. So you bring into remembrance one time that you have been happy. Craft that picture of how you want to be in your heart. That's one. Focus. Set all your energies in your body to that particular mood you want to be. Effort. You need to apply effort. Effort is that you will make sure, and that's what I said. That's what when the disclaimer I shared. You will make sure. Remember, I used one word that our brain can be programmed. After it has been programmed to what we want it to be, then it will begin to work on autopilot without we working on, without we affecting or touching or trying to set it again. You set it to say, this is how you should work, and then it begins to roll the way we want it to be. You put effort, you make sure, after focus, you make sure that, hey, I am not going back to this. I'm not going back to this state that I have just left or that I had been. I'm not going back. I'm not giving attention to it. Oh, awesome. I'm not giving attention to it. Attention. People don't talk about attention in Prevention 7 or 8. We'll be talking about how attention is needed for increasing your memory. Because that is actually one of the. That's always going to be one of the aftermath of the 2030 Great Depression. Now people are going to lose their memory to stop remembering. Watch. Now this is effort. You're going to need to put effort. Now I'm not going back to this mood. So for every single time that you find yourself going back, you tell yourself you come back to where you want to be for real. Now let's talk about effortlessness. By the time you are focused and you have added effort, it will get to the next stage, it will graduate to the next stage, which is effortlessness. And so you will begin to find yourself at home and beginning to get happy. Because for every time you find yourself sad, you switch gear to being happy. You put your focus on the happiness. You begin to think about happy things. You bring into memories the happy times you've had in your life. Even if it's just one, you must have had one happy time. But somebody said, I've not had any happy time. Don't let me remind you. But I know you've had at least one happy time. Effort. By the time you've done focus and effort, you come to effortlessness. So you begin to do those things effortlessly. You don't use the same energy you had used when you were just going to focus. The neurons in your body, they needed to come. They were just picking each other up. They were just trying to wire up those times when you were trying to focus. By the time you get to effort, those guys would have come together. They begin to wire together. They are not each other. By the time you get to effortlessness, you are doing that thing that you thought it was so very hard. Moving from the sad state to the happy state, then you find it happy to get to the happy state. You find it very easy to get to happy state because you have mastered the focus and effort. It's because effort. Then determination. This is determination. And this is the last thing. Determination is for every situation that will not happen in your life that might want to take you from the state of happiness back to being sad, then you will determine. And by the time you get to effortlessness, your emotional thing will have been set. Yes, that effortlessness will have been the basis of what you will experience. And so that determination that, I'm not going back to this, no matter what happens. That is it. So, but peradventure, you find yourself going back, then you start again from focus and effort to effortlessness and determination. You see these four things I just shared, you will need it in all the things you're going to share in this spaces. That is going to be your action point. Take it. Action points. So for every knowledge shared, the action point is going to be it. I'll see you in the next episode.